I feel like it's kind of more of like a mental game. That mom, that's not me. I think it's okay if I just like have underwear lines. Hey guys, it's Jen. Today I wanted to be sharing with you my anti-haul. I did a video kind of like this a couple years ago talking about 10 things that I no longer buy anymore. Now that it's springtime, it's time for people to be cleaning out their closets, going through their things, and reassessing what they have and what makes them happy to have. So as I was thinking about this, I just thought it would be the perfect time to kind of share with you the things that I am no longer buying. If you are new to my channel, I would first of all love it if you would subscribe. I do lots of videos sharing about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, all of that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss my next video. I post videos on Saturdays. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop into 10 things I no longer buy anymore. The first thing that I no longer buy anymore are sweaters that have a majority of fabrics made of synthetic materials. So I am a huge advocate of wearing clothing that is mostly natural materials. I love wearing them. They're always super soft, and they keep me nice and temperature regulated, whether I'm wearing them in the spring or in the cold weather, for the most part. My one exception is if the garment is specifically designed in a way where those synthetic materials adds to the design or fit of that particular item. I have a couple shirts that have like a bit of a sculpting effect, and you just aren't going to have every kind of cut and form using just like cotton or wool. But when it comes to sweaters, when it comes to things that I want to keep me warm, I really rely on cotton and wool and cashmere. It's just one of those things where before I shop for a specific item, I always look at the material content before I make the purchase. And a lot of times, even if I like the look of something, I just won't buy it if it's not the materials that I want to feel on my body. I don't know if this is going to be like a forever thing, but it's definitely for right now. I'm specifically going to call out stilettos. I'm talking about the really skinny heels. Look, sometimes I do like a little bit of height, a little bit of lift if I'm going out or if I want to like go to an event and look nicer. But in terms of buying stilettos, I'm just not gonna do it, because if I need a stiletto and have my feet be really uncomfortable for a certain period of time, I'm just going to wear the few pieces I already own and not go out of my way to buy something that is going to be worn on occasion versus an everyday basis. Because especially with me now, the lifestyle that I'm living right now, I have 2 young kids, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. It's just not practical for me to be wearing stilettos on an everyday basis. They hurt my feet. I have size 4 women's feet, and it's so difficult to find stilettos that actually match the arch of my foot. Even if I'm wearing a dress, I just feel more comfortable in a pair of boots or sneakers. That's just where I'm at right now, and I'm okay letting go of the idea of that like picture perfect mom with the full perfectly curled hair family all holding hands and the mom's in these pointy stilettos. Like, that is just not who I am. That mom, that's not me. And if that's not you, that's okay too. The next thing that I no longer purchase anymore are shoes and purses.
Just because.
I think in the past, a lot of times, especially before I had kids, truthfully, sometimes I would just feel like I wanted a new handbag in my bag rotation because I was a little bit bored of the one that I was wearing, or a new pair of shoes just because I felt like it made my outfits more exciting to buy something new. And really, I'm trying to push back on that kind of compulsion of like looking for new shoes just because I'm bored, or looking for a new handbag just because I feel like it. Even if it's like a big birthday or celebration or specific reason, which is when I would be probably more likely to have a big purchase like that now, I've found myself really stopping to assess how I feel about my bags after I've owned them for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 5 years, and looking back and thinking, well, which of my bags do I still love after 5 years? And truthfully, a lot of them cycle in and out. So when I think of like the bags that I want to buy, which do tend to be less frequent but more expensive now, I still want to be very, very careful about how I'm spending that money, because even the bags that are very expensive, when I think about the bags that were super popular 5 years ago, they're not what everybody's wearing anymore. And I honestly feel like a lot of the handbag trends of like, ooh, look, the little teeny tiny micro bags were hot for a minute, or like the really, really oversized bags. The way that I want to look at those kind of purchases now is really, really not buying anything until I absolutely fall in love with something, and then even after then, I will sit on it for another month or two. Because if I waited this long, I can wait another month or two, and sometimes my feelings about it change. Now what tends to happen for me, I don't know about you, I feel like when I love something and then I'm gonna buy it and then I stop myself, a month later, sometimes just the adding it in my cart and then not buying it was enough of fulfilling that thing that I felt like was missing inside for me to just not buy it in the first place. And then I realized I felt totally the same, and the reason I wanted to buy it was more because of how I was feeling internally, more than the actual joy that I needed from buying the actual thing. I feel like it's kind of more of like a mental game than like a physical thing. The next thing that I don't haul anymore is furniture that fulfills the need for right now. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times in the past when I would live in like an apartment or somewhere where I don't think I'm going to necessarily live there for a very long period of time, I would just buy something that was more cheap or something that was just fulfilling the purpose for right now. This will work for right now. But the problem is that furniture is so difficult to get rid of once it's in your home, more so than something like clothes or bags, where it's easy to just wear it for a while and then maybe give it to Goodwill. Furniture is so much more difficult to get rid of. You really have to be more intentional about listing it on these like resale sites, or having like a trash company come and pick it up at a special time. Sometimes you just feel like because it's such a large item, you don't want to get rid of it because you feel like, oh, but I could have used it for something. Honestly, it's so much more gratifying to just save up your money, buy exactly the thing that you want, even if it's more expensive than you wanted to pay for it. Because I found that those are the items I still own now after like years of moving from location to location. The things that I don't want to keep around and I still have around are those larger pieces that I decided to buy from like IKEA or something. But now when it's time to like buy something new, I'm like, this time I want to make it really worth it, something that I am going to love 10 years from now. Furniture sticks around for years and years and years. So the next thing I am not hauling, it almost kind of makes me laugh because I know this one is definitely something that is an anti-haul for right now for me. I'm talking about nail polish. Truthfully, the reason why I even have this on the list is because I've been getting gel manicures on my nails, and it's something that I realized brings me so much joy. I love nail art. I always have. Also, I feel like my nails have been so much stronger and they've been able to grow out longer because I'm not just having these like battered nails, because it has that extra layer of protection. So it just makes me feel like my hands are really feminine and always ready if I need to be like on camera or in a photo. I love getting my nails professionally done, and so I no longer have been using nail polish on my fingernails unless I'm painting Aria's nails or I'm painting my toes. But truthfully, on my toes, I don't do crazy colors. I really kind of stick to like white or pale pink, pinks, reds, sometimes purples, sometimes orangey pinks. So that's just kind of the color palette I stick with my toes. So that means I really do not need to go buy any nail polish. I literally have all of the shades I would already choose to use. So I think that makes it a pretty clear anti-haul pick. I'm not gonna buy any new polishes because I already have what I need. Speaking of color palettes, that brings me to the next point, which are clothes that are outside of my color palette. Something that I've really been thinking proactively about, especially through the last 2 years, is what is my color palette? Like kind of really thinking hard about what are the colors where when I wear them, it makes me feel really myself. I used to just wear all kinds of colors, a lot of bright things, a lot of crazy patterns, a lot of like all over prints, and that felt really me at the time. And I just feel like over the last 2 or 3 years, that has really become not my personal style. I do like things that are a little more muted. I love things that are white. I wear white a lot. I wear a lot of blue jeans. I wear a lot of black. I wear a lot of neutrals. And then I also really love fall tones. So I like coppers and burgundies. So knowing that, when I see something like a dress or a skirt, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute, but it's like a color that I wouldn't wear, it's easy for me to say, okay, if I pass on that item, no big deal. I've been really happy sticking with the similar colors that I have, and then that way, every time when I'm trying to look for something to wear from my wardrobe, everything coordinates with everything else because I really love this kind of like autumn palette. I've been kind of intrigued here and there from like the idea of color palettes and things that match certain body types and hair types and skin colors and hair colors and that sort of thing. So if you guys are interested in me doing a video talking about how to figure out what works with your own facial hair body setup, let me know because I find that kind of thing pretty intriguing. It's fun to look into color palettes. In the past, I've been so terrible about this. Even now, it's just, I don't know why I have such an issue with this. But the next thing I'm not buying are hair products until I run out. I think there's something about trying new shampoos and conditioners or like dry shampoos or different things like that that I just naturally gravitate toward. I think, oh, maybe this shampoo is going to be the thing that makes my hair feel so clarified and it's going to be so soft and so awesome. I just have to be like, you do not need more shampoo. Sometimes I just have like 6 bottles of who knows what in the shower, and Ben will just have to stop me and be like, you only have one head. Why do we have 3 different sets of shampoo and conditioner in the shower? Let me know if that is just me or if you guys have that problem too, but I'm like such a product hoarder sometimes. I just want to try a bunch of things at the same time. It's like going to a meal and not getting to taste all of the delicious things. I'm Korean. I want my banchan. But I know that doesn't actually make logical sense. It just makes more places in my shower for like soap scum to stick on. Let's not. If I just have what I need and use it up, then I can go through the rest of the thing that I'm hoarding and not have to spend money. It's kind of a win-win. And by default, also a less cluttered shower. So the next thing that I am not going to buy, and this is, I felt like this for a couple years already. I am not going to buy thongs and thong back bodysuits. And for the life of me, it is so frustrating because I adore bodysuits, but I cannot stand that the default bodysuit has butt floss. Like, why? I get that they like the idea of like not showing panty lines, and that's cool. But I'm also in the camp where it's like, I don't think I'm embarrassed if people know that I wear underwear. I don't know. Maybe that's a very subversive thing to say. I think it's okay sometimes if I just like have underwear lines. Clearly, if I'm wearing like a super tight skirt and I want it to be seamless, I'm going to be wearing like seamless underwear, which You can also buy in not thongs, because I just am not comfortable wearing thongs personally. I can't ever get it to feel comfortable, no matter how comfortable they say, oh, this one is the most comfortable thong. It still feels like I've got a wedgie to me. Again, let me know if that's just me, or if you're also in the no thong camp. Let me know in the comments, because it's actually something I feel pretty secretly passionate about. Like, I will not buy a thong back bodysuit. I've had times where I've bought a bodysuit not seeing the back butt part and then being like, oh no. And the worst thing is when you're trying it on, because I get hopeful and I put it on, but it's like over my regular underwear, and then I'm just like, no, I can't do this. And look, if it's comfortable for you, I am so happy for you, because I'm just jealous. I wish it were comfortable for me, and I wish I could deal with it, and I just personally can't. Speaking of thongs, the next item that I am no longer buying are another thong, type of thong, not for your butt, for your toes, thong flip-flops. I feel like I grew up in the age where everybody's default sandal was the flip-flop, and I'm sure flip-flops will come back at some point in time, but I just remember horror story moments where you would get a new pair and it would rub that skin in between your big toe and it would cause blisters unless you got one with a really super soft strap. You would have to wait for your toes to toughen up, like the toe skin. I, again, don't know if my body needs to adjust to something that I don't even think is necessary. I guess I am now just in the no flip-flops camp as well. So no thongs in the butt, no thongs in the toes. If something has a toe strap and I think, will this have the potential to give me a blister? I would just rather not wear it in the first place. Like, there's plenty of other sandals out there. There's plenty of other shoes that I can wear right away. They're not going to cause blisters or force my body to feel like there's something wrong with me, when I could just not wear the product and be perfectly happy. And then the last item and things that I am anti-hauling, we are not going to buy these things, are aerosol can dry shampoos. I've talked about dry shampoos quite a few times here and there. I love dry shampoos that just are a powder in a bottle. For some reason, all canned dry shampoos, they leave this heaviness. It's almost like a sticky feeling that I really hate. Some of them are very effective, but I just don't like the sort of like thick feeling it gives to my hair. It's like the filler stuff. It's not just the stuff that absorbs in your hair. It's like whatever they use to make it come out in an aerosol, I feel like it sticks to my hair and I just don't like it. Not to mention, when I have to shampoo my hair after using an aerosol can dry shampoo, it just sucks up all of the shampoo suds. Like, it takes multiple times of washing my hair to get that feeling out of my hair for me to feel like my hair is actually fully clean. And I feel like that sort of defeats the purpose of the dry shampoo, which is supposed to make your hair feel cleaner for longer. If you guys haven't tried powder dry shampoos before and that's something that you're interested in looking for, I'll actually leave a couple of my favorite recommendations down in the info box below, because sometimes they can be a little bit tricky to find. So hopefully you can try it out and then confirm to me if you also agree that they are way better than canned dry shampoos. It's just everybody only knows the canned ones. But if you have the powder ones and you try it out, you'll know they're so much better. Okay, that is it for my list of things I do not want to buy anymore, my anti-haul. If you enjoyed this video and want to see me do more of these kinds of videos, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me in YouTube's mystical algorithm. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!